Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Muscle Up Yarn podcast.
Here we are.
Happy Pie Day.
That's right.
When you watch this, it won't be Pie Day. You'll be confused.
That's right. But we have a lengthy conversation about it in outtakes. So
Oh, yeah.
stay tuned for that. I
Yes.
describe a lot of different kinds of pie that I was allowed to sample today.
It's amazing. So this is a podcast that we bring to you from our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont, where we sell all kinds of yarn and
Things.
knitting and crocheting and fiber-related things, both in-store and online. So you can check us out on all of the various social media platforms as Must Love Yarn. Come join our fun Ravelry group, though by fun I mean I'm pretty sure I replied to the same post twice in one of our threads today.
Well, good for you for replying to the thread or to any of the posts, because I have a hard time remembering the difference between replying to a post and a thread. And also I'm not in there as often as I would like to. Every now and then I'm like, oh, and then I go in and I just sort of, do a whole bunch, and then it's another month before I go back.
Sorry, the texts are like...
No, that's fine. I'm just sliding over just a hair. So there's not like a skunk scrape down.
on your face. So feel free to come find the store out on social media, Instagram, Ravelry. Everyone's polite.
And look,
it's not
it's
a big deal.
perfect.
It's perfectly light out. Or, Facebook. Like, we're just,
We're there.
Come find us. We show lots of fun things. New yarns, new patterns, things that are happening at the store. Like, lots of cool stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff going on. And I'm Angela.
I'm Jen.
And you can find me on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Ravelry. I have to remember which one I'm going to do first. As J Arbuckle, and on Instagram as Jennifer_Arbuckle. Queen of Originality.
And, feel free to follow on those platforms with caveat that Instagram account's my personal account. So you're going to see all kinds of other stuff out there. Not just knitting related content. So
Some cats.
sometimes cats.
Picture of the weather.
Sometimes sugaring and sugar on snow from this weekend and other things. Our podcast mascots are still hibernating.
They haven't gotten the message that it's daylight savings time.
No.
Or whatever. Maybe it's standard time. I forget which one is which.
We're in daylight savings time.
Okay. The attorney's on top of this. The
No,
architect
because I
doesn't
just
know.
had to reset the clock on my car this morning, and
I'm
I had to
always like, I
turn
don't know. I
on
just need it to be 11. Not
daylight
12.
savings. And
That never works for me.
So
I can't,
anyway.
Maybe because I can't keep track.
yeah.
I just push the button until the number comes to the right spot.
Yeah. So that's that. We'll revive them. Again, like I said, there's only so many places like in my backyard with snow that I can take pictures where it's not the same thing all over again, over and over again.
Oh,
So
the meerkats.
the meerkats need some. The meerkats need some new
venues.
New venues.
We need COVID to be completely over so we can go back and do fun stuff again, and
Yeah.
also the winter.
To her point, it's like, here we are playing in the snow again. Here we are sledding again. Ice skating again.
Here I am sitting inside looking out the window at the snow again.
Here's the meerkat with my cat again. Anyway,
That's my
front
interaction
of the
with
fire. So yes, but check them out. They have there's some funny pictures over there already, and if you want to follow an account about stuffed animals. So there you go. Fun times. Fun times. So we have revived our segment for podcast picks. And it's kind of fun. And so the way it works is we show you a product, and for 2 weeks following the airing of the podcast, with the coupon code we'll give you can get 10% off in store or online of this product.
I know what I want it to be, but it's way too long. I want it to be pee baby, it's cold outside. That'd be really
We
good.
could just make it pee baby, and that's
The implication
fine.
is there. For
And
those of
you
you that are
can
in the know.
sing the rest of it while you're typing in the coupon code. It's cold outside. just for fun, but you don't need it for the coat. Anyway,
Wouldn't that be funny?
since we've just
I'm not typing that in every time someone buys that, though, so
we
have to keep it
just
short.
given away what our podcast pick of the week is.
Sort of.
So a little backstory here. Our new store manager, Ariana, also is a designer and designs patterns,
All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of fun stuff. And she has a new pattern that she has released. It's called Monkeying Around.
I can't quite.
And it's a cute baby sweater. Actually, it goes up to kid sizes too, all the way up to size 14. 12 month to size 14, and it's got these cute little monkeys on it.
Isn't it just the
Oh
cutest
my god,
thing ever?
so adorable.
So sweet. Look at all the little details. Look at those little monkeys. So cute.
And so she used Barocco Vintage Baby for the sweater. These are the actual colors that are used in that sweater. And we thought that we would just make the Vintage Baby our pick of the week.
Yeah.
We have so many colors of this. So this is a really great yarn. It is 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. It is a washable DK weight yarn, which if you're making stuff for babies or kids is imperative.
The nice thing about it too is that although it is, it's got a little bit more acrylic in it, it really doesn't look like it. It has a really nice texture and feel to it when it's knit up. So it really feels more, woolly, more traditional woolly.
These are 50 gram skeins, so it's 145 yards per skein. I was just gonna pull up our show notes because I'm pretty sure I can do that from over here, so I can tell you the price point because
I'll show you all the colors.
Did put that together.
Look at all those colors. So many. Pretty much any color you can imagine. And we have pretty good quantities of everything, actually.
So these, unless my information is wrong, are
pretty
like
inexpensive.
$5 a skein.
Oh, 5. Okay, I was thinking 8. But what do I know?
Let me double check.
No, I'm sure you're right.
Totally
Could be.
possible.
No, they're pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, no,
It's a nice-
it was a very
really good point.
good price point.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I'm just gonna double check it because it's one of those things where you're like, wow, that seems really low, and I feel like I should just check that so I'm not giving people bad information.
Yeah.
Of course, if I had printed my show notes to begin with, they would be on. It would be on there.
If I hadn't challenged you, did you tell them that the pattern? Well, she's looking that up. So, monkeying around is the pattern, and it's a $5 pattern on Ravelry.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I'll link to it as well in the show notes so you can find it. Of course, if I could spell, also would help. Vintage Baby, there it is. Let's go just confirm. So $5 or $8, like really good price point. Yep, $5. $5 a skein. Like,
and you need one of each of those for the 4?
That's a good question.
Oh, it will vary because of the size.
It depends on what size.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the main color
2.
takes 2 to 5 skeins depending on what size you're making, and then all of the others for the most part take 1 skein. Some of the one of the colors takes 2 skeins in the bigger size.
Hold up that picture of her son looking at the monkeys. I just love that little picture. It's so cute.
So cute.
He's a cutie pie anyways.
He is a cutie pie. So again,
Cutest thing ever.
Really nice. Oh my gosh. Yarn everywhere.
Spot.
So, Barocco Vintage Baby for the pick of the week this week with the coupon code PPBaby.
It's cold outside. Oh, it's good that I amuse myself.
Totally. Totally.
All right.
So what are you wearing this week?
I am wearing the Peasy sweater, which of course I forgot to bring over my phone. It's an Isabel Kramer pattern, I want to say, off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I've worn it a couple times. It has, this nice little lacy detail and 3/4. Actually, I can't remember if the sleeves, I think I made them either longer or shorter. I forget which. They might be shorter because I think I only had so much yarn It's this is Legacy Fiber Arts, an old DK weight version of Franny's Pansies, which I borrowed, I think, the last skein from you. Ange and I bought it separately. I bought 2 skeins for whatever, and then she bought it for something else. And then I decided to make a sweater, needed more. And Sue dyed me a couple of skeins, but they were a little darker than the original ones because it had been many months in between.
Yeah.
So,
or like a year or more.
Right, and I alternate skeins all the way through, and it's funny because I like this green, but I wouldn't normally wear it next to my face, but with the purple and the other, it's fine. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what I used that for.
You used it with the purple. You used it like the hooded purple sweater crayon, Harold's crayon. Does that make any sense?
With Harold's purple crayon for a sweater for Abigail that she wore like
twice. Just kidding.
No, it's true. True story. Like twice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Harold's purple crayon, which sticks with me because that was one of my favorite things when I was younger.
I think I might have made a hat too.
Yeah.
With some leftovers.
Yeah. It's a great colorway. I really like it.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. What are you wearing? Finished object.
Yes,
alert.
also a finished object. I'm wearing Love Note. So this is a smaller size of Love Note. This is like the medium size, which is the size I need to be wearing. So it fits much better, not so saggy through the shoulders.
Less of a sweatshirt and more of a...
Less of a sweatshirt and more of just like an actual sweater. I did make it a little bit longer, and I did not do the high-low hem with this one. So I just did straight hem. The purple one I wore a few weeks ago had the high-low, and I was like hemming and high, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
Just going to make it all the same.
Same
all the way around.
I don't have to count. Short rows.
Done. Exactly.
Yeah.
So pretty quick knit. You know, it's on big needles.
Yeah.
Fuzzy. I held fingering weight and mohair double, which is what the pattern calls for, on like 10s.
Yeah.
So it's a very open. The yarn I used is like a silk merino yak something blend. It's a very warm sweater for it being as lightweight as it is, which is
that's
fantastic.
The thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the ranunculus that I made that is just doesn't have the mohair in it.
Yeah.
It's pretty, and it's like this big open airy thing.
Yeah.
It's
warmer than you would think.
Yeah.
So
oddly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so done. Finished object done.
Pretty.
Yeah, you can see
very pretty.
A little bit of laddering where my double points were, but it's all right.
It'll wear in.
It will wear in. Totally.
Can't tell from a distance.
Nope.
And really not even up close. A little bit.
A little bit if you're looking for it. But
which I'm not.
No. So finished object. Yay!
Yeah, that's good. My only finished object is related to the Seasons of Vermont box that we will wait.
Are you gonna wait to show that until later?
I guess, or I could
do
it
we
now.
talk about the boxes a little bit later and show them all the stuff together.
Yeah.
It
doesn't have a name yet, anyways.
I have one other finished object.
Of course you do,
Oh
right?
my God. Because it's a hat, and I can't
know.
stop knitting hats. So I went with the yellow. I think there was a long conversation on the last podcast about how much blue would show through. Some blue show through.
Yeah, not as much.
A little bit, not as much.
Because the blue is the primer, is the mohair is yellow, right?
Mohair's yellow.
It's funny. I mean, it's not surprising, but
I know.
I would have expected more blue to show. But yellow is the halo.
I would have expected more blue too. But
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is interesting. So I have a lot of yarn left, so I'm gonna buy some dark blue because I have an idea to mimic another one and do the sunflower thing at the top with the yellow and the blue for the anyway. Yeah. So I'm gonna make another one.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's really baggy.
Yeah, a little slouchy.
A little slouchy. Could probably make a different size. Probably make a smaller size.
It's hard to tell sometimes. And honestly, you know, as you know, it depends on how you're feeling. Like I've knit the same hat twice, same needles, and I can't get the ribbing to like pull in no matter what you do. Yeah. And then on the next one, it's like, you know, it's just all crunched up.
I think the next one I'm gonna knit, I'll knit one size down and just see. So this for people that did not watch the last podcast or need a refresher, this is the Ripples Make Waves pattern that Casa Pinker released to support Ukraine. And some of the patterning's lost in here, but it's fine. It's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And I might have messed up because I can't read the pattern. Didn't read. So
I've seen a lot of commentaries in the Sharon show about, all the snacks that people have in their hats. So,
yeah, I have lots of snacks in my hat because I can't read.
Also, I've seen some really fun ones where they have done the yellow at the top for the flower and, some other things.
I think I can do it with the mohair. I'll use the blue for the body and then I'll just add that yellow and I'll just add just a cute little design element at the top.
Or you don't even need the knit. You could just do the hat and the blue without the mohair. And then just do...
Patterns DK.
Oh, it's fingering weight.
And I have fingering weight yarn as the base yarn.
All right.
Which is why I was holding it with mohair.
All right. Never mind. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I could very likely have another hat done next week.
Of course. One per week.
Weeks.
That's a requirement.
Something.
What are you going to do with 52 hats at the end of the year? I don't know.
Donate them.
Right. I'm just kidding.
Save them, give them as gifts.
That's right. That's completely true.
That's what I do with them.
I will say this. I have worn my super heavy-duty muscle burrow hat. I wore it again this morning, and I was very happy with it because it kept me very warm. Not over warm, just right warm.
I have, if we're going to move on to works in progress,
Sure.
I have mine going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still not sure this is going to work, but right now I don't care. So I had this lace weight alpaca that I'm holding double.
Oh, it's soft.
It's very soft for the inside.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Both ends.
Yeah.
It seems like it's...
I think it's going to be okay.
Gauge is fine, right?
Yeah, I think the
Is
gauge
that what you're
fine.
concerned about? You seem concerned.
Yeah,
It's a little thinner. You can feel there's a little bit of a difference there. But I had the same thing with mine, even though, because the Nora was, Aran weight technically, and the other was worsted weight.
So I think what's going to happen is, because this part's not actually long enough,
Right.
so
Gonna have a black
I'm
brim.
going to get a black brim on that, which is fine.
And so this you were until you ran out, right? On this turquoise?
Yeah, because I knit another hat out of it, so I didn't have a full skein.
That's fine.
So so I knit till I ran out, and then I transitioned to the black, and I am fully aware that I'm going to end up with a black
I think it
brim.
looks fine.
I think
you
it's
wouldn't
gonna be
want the
fine.
black on the outside anyway, because the turquoise will show through. And,
Exactly.
it'll be
Well,
weird.
and these little nubbies will be weird on your head if they weren't on the inside.
And not in a nice massagey kind of way.
So I think it's going to be fine. I'm just kind of winging it and going with it. The black was in my stash.
Good use.
So what are you going to do with lace weight alpaca?
You're going to make the inside of a muscle burrow hat. I guess.
I'm pretty sure it's lace weight. I don't even know where the tag is.
Yeah,
it's alpaca lace.
Yeah.
So that's just, it's once you make the transition to the other color, or a lot of people knit it in one color, so you just keep going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
It's just straight knitting. I have to pay a little bit of attention because I have
It's very nice once you get in there in the middle, especially if you need
double
something.
strands. Yeah.
Which is why I was scrambling to finish the Seasons of Vermont stuff this weekend, because I did not feel like working on it last week, because every day was just really hard. Not hard, but just
when you're knitting is
exhausting.
its own
I know,
bag.
that's my favorite thing about
Isn't
that
that fun?
pattern. Yeah. And it's in my favorite little bag, which
I
I'm
know.
partial to because I gifted that to you. But
So fun. It's a perfect hat bag.
right, forkity fork.
For kitty, holy mother forking shirt balls.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Super fun.
It's for the family show.
Yes.
Right.
Also from a good
Slip Stitch
place.
Studios.
Yeah.
That's from Slip Stitch Studios.
Yes, but the phrases are from a good place.
Yeah.
But yeah, bag is from Slip Stitch Studios.
Oh shoot, I forgot.
The fabric you can buy on Spoonflower.
Probably, yes.
So-
I would imagine.
Definitely because I have bought some.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm annoyed with myself because I meant to bring some more of this yarn to wind. I forgot it yesterday when I came to the store, and I remembered partway through, and then when I got home last night,
So,
I was too
Magnolia.
distracted. Yes, indeed. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited about it. I split for the sleeves. I just started the lace.
I
one row in.
love those colors together.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. And it's funny because it's heavy, but it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like
It doesn't feel heavy.
Right. It doesn't, it's light, it'll be a little bit, it's DK and mohair held together. So this is Ritual Dye Works in their blue-black colorway, and this is Valley Yarns, Webb's Valley Yarns, and they're Southampton. I thought it was Kid Silkase, which is probably what I've been saying for the last 3 or 4 weeks on this podcast. Turns out I'm wrong.
Sorry to anybody that's been searching for that colorway.
Right. I went to Webb's because they had Kid Silkase, and I had already bought a mohair for this that was redder when I was at Rhinebeck that I didn't really love. And I went looking specifically because I knew they had a color like this. I didn't like the Kid Silkase color, but I liked this. This was what I was looking for. So anyway, I'm very excited. As you may remember, I am, once again, making my own gauge. Why not? Although, in fairness, this is the Magnolia pullover, but I'm knitting it at the gauge as if it was the Magnolia chunky cardigan, which is DK plus, so that's the pullover. So it's on 8s and 10s. And I actually really love the drape of it, even though it
looks nice.
Chunky feeling. It's, it'll be nice and cozy, also quite warm. So, although I will say this, in fairness, like I literally split for the sleeves and knit from the sleeves down to the top of the lace. And I was up in here somewhere last week. It's pretty fast because it's on big needles.
It's on big needles.
And now that I'm done with my other adventure over here, I'm thinking it will be a couple weeks maybe because because I like it and I want to get it done.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm going back to sea glass tea because it will be time for that.
Nice.
Because it's not like I don't have a collection of whips that I can go back to finish. So I could choose a seasonal one as compared to...
I feel like I was collecting whips and then I just kind of got done with some of them.
I'm going to hand a few off to you. My simmering list can be a be shorter.
I just keep casting on new sweaters. That's... Danny is still simmering.
Even fall is going to rest a bit. Even though I do love it and I want to get it done. I would like to wear the sea glass too this summer, so I want to get that done. That'll be quick.
I'm at the steak point.
Yeah.
And
good to be in the mind.
I've not been in the right mindset to do steaks yet.
Need that headspace.
It'll come. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
It'll get there, and then I just have the sleeves and the collar to do. I suppose, do the collar or the.
Probably want to do the sleeves first.
But yeah, I'll get there. I've gotten distracted with a couple of other things. So I did cast on a new sweater. I think I showed the yarn 2 weeks ago for the farmhouse cardi.
Oh, right.
The three colors: the Feederbrook, the Malabrigo Arroyo, and the Barocco Ultra Wool. So I started.
I was looking to see where the color. Yeah, it starts to fade.
Yeah, you can see. You can see the green. The Feederbrook. Right? Yep, that's the green. It's definitely. It's plain different. There's a lot more pink than
I think. This was pink. I don't remember the yarn that you picked being this color. Isn't that funny? What's the peachy color?
It's plain, a lot more pink than I had anticipated. So it's a Malabrigo.
Oh, isn't that funny?
Arroyo. And this is one where the collar and the bottom ribbing is going to be in a different color. So I think it's going to temper. It's going to temper these quite.
Yeah, because you can see it where you have the base yarn.
Yeah. It's going to temper it down a lot. Right now,
it's really pretty together. It just doesn't strike me as your color.
I'm like, this is really outside my normal color palette. Yeah. but I think that's good.
I think it will look more neutral when the gray is on there.
Really tiny, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just all scrunched up on my needles.
Yeah.
So I just split for the sleeves.
It's an exciting point to get to, I have to admit. I was excited last week to get that. And I needed that mindless knitting of just sitting around and around and around last week.
So you can see the color shifting.
Yeah, it looks great. Plus you see the tonality in the arroyo.
Yeah. So something totally different.
And it's because the feeder book is changing that the other color it's great. It's just interesting.
Right. Yeah. No.
It'll be a nice spring, fall kind of sweater. Yeah.
And
I mean, all year round, obviously, but it's a nice color palette. So
I'm gonna have lots of things to wear under it that are like this green and this green color palette, and probably a little bit in the gray. Like, I'm really excited to see what this gray does to it, because it's gonna temper that pink a huge amount when it goes on.
Yeah, plus it will pick up the darker parts of the feeder book.
Because this one just, it's got a pretty big, like...
Oh, it's a big band, yeah.
Big band at the bottom, and then almost like a shawl collar edging around it. So there's going to be considerable amount of this dark gray. So it's going to tamp that pink down quite a bit. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. Like, it's... Yeah. Something different.
It's moving along.
It is moving along, and now it's just straight.
It's on your needles, not mine.
There's no. I'm done. I'm done with the increases, so it's just straight.
And just remembering to switch colors every now and then.
To switch to do my striping pattern.
Which, I think all stripe sweaters go fast anyway, because you're like, I'm going to see the next. I'm just going to do a little bit more until I get to that color. Yeah. Especially when you have a color changing yarn like the feeder book, because then you want to see what's happening.
Hot mess yarn stuff going on. Please. That's the only thing is like constantly having to untangle my skeins of yarn.
It's nothing like when they call your flight and then you decide you need to wind a skein of yarn, which is what I did at the airport. Last week. And then they got on, like I was halfway through and I was thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be bad. I'm not going to get this done. Because it's a small commuter flight, I know that they board quickly. Yeah. And then they came on and they were like, we've just found out the crew has landed, but they're not here yet. They're coming from a different flight. And I was like, okay,
thank goodness.
An extra 10 minutes. And as I finished it and tucked it in and put it in my bag, they were like, Group 3. Group 4, Group 5, Group 6. All right, here we go. And as it turns out, did I need it? Of course not. But I was so sure that I was,
Yes. We grossly overestimate our abilities at times.
I thought I was going to, I knit all the way home, actually. And I thought for sure I was going to, and I was down to it wasn't down to a couple inches, but I was down to the end of the ball. But I did not need to spend that time winding the yarn at the airport. However,
well, I mean, if you had been
luckily
winding
I
the yarn,
myself, so right,
and you would have been knitting,
that's true.
You may have very well needed that skein,
and that would have been annoying in the last 20 minutes.
Very annoying
in the rock and roll landing when no one was knitting because it was a very windy day.
Yes,
I normally do not enjoy that, and I was actually fine. The people around me were freaking out a little bit. It was very. At one point, the plane, it was like side to side to side, up, down, whatever. And then it was like, whoop, and then it was straightened out. And I was like, okay, that's good. Let's put this plane down right now.
Can we land, please? Anytime.
Yes, right. But anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have some new stuff in the shop and some new things releasing.
Today. They're releasing today. No, I'm just kidding. They're releasing on Friday.
Oh, on Friday, which is today when you're watching it.
Right. Or maybe it was yesterday, depending on when you watch it.
On the 18th.
That's correct.
Whenever that is. Let's do Season of Vermont. Let's do that. All right.
So, as I have mentioned before, we're doing it 4 times a year instead of 6. So it is a spring, and we are, so it will have 2 skeins of yarn, one 4-ounce skein from Peter's Home, which is Shetland wool, which is in sort of this creamy neutral. Some of them are a little grayer, some of them are a little creamier, just, because it's natural wool.
Right.
So this is sport weight, 4 ounces, 335 yards. And the other is a 50 gram skein of the new Grass Sport 100% Clune Forest wool, 160 yards from Bobolink. So these are the 2 yarns.
Those are gorgeous together.
Yeah, and so I wanted something really neutral on the farmy farm side, and Katie is really great at dyeing yarns, and I wanted something that had a bit of variation in it, even though I was thinking red. And so this does have some variation, and it does show. Actually, just leave those right there.
Nice.
So the pattern is, I haven't quite named it yet. Maybe it's going to be called Popping Up. I'm not quite sure. Popping Out, I don't know.
That might be fun.
Yeah. So little tulips with cable stems.
So cute.
Yeah, and you can definitely see the variation in the red a little bit there, which I really love.
Now you can see it like right
Yeah.
through there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So this was a fun pattern. It because of the cables, it really pulls in a bit. And then I did a little rib at the bottom, it's kind of like dirt. Anyway, it's a graphic thing for me as an architect. That's the graphic that we use for dirt on site plans. But so it's like a cowly, shoulder cozy kind of thing. If I pulled it down, it would pull onto my shoulders a little bit. But it's just meant to be that it's spring, but it's not quite warm. You need a couple layers, and then
or something around your neck, like the back of your neck, to just help keep you warm.
Right. So, and so that was the inspiration. Tulips. It's the season for things to pop out of the ground and bloom, emerge.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, that was fun. So this has been my project. Should I throw it over the...
I'll stand up and get it.
Emergency situation. So then... the bag, we are having a project bag. So this is the project bag.
It's so cute.
Yeah. As you can tell, I'm sort of on a little bit of a red kick. And
Nothing wrong with that.
This is, sort of square. It's a square bag. You pull and it ties up. We did a similar bag for summer last year maybe.
The June box, I think.
It just makes like a little bucket.
Yeah.
And so it's, because it's square, it sits really nicely. You can put your stuff in it. It's a good size for a medium to small project.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the fabric. Oops. I keep thinking I can just, well, maybe not. Anyway. And then of course we have a number of local little things. So we have some seeds from a local seed company, poppies, and we have lotion from another local company. There's a couple of different, I was going to say flavors, but that's...
This company, I use their lotion. It's amazing.
Plant-powered all-purpose lotion. It's really lovely.
It's really nice. It's not greasy, and it's really nice.
It has all the things you want and none of the things you don't. Because there's a long list of things it does not.
Yeah.
Like non-GMO. As you know, of course, everything we do, we try to make it sourced in Vermont. So we'll have the sweet treats. We have some tea in this one. Some little Progress Keeper.
They're so adorable.
Yeah. That will be in each bag. I feel like there's something else I'm missing. Where's my list? Maybe not. Just need the pattern. And the treats, as usual. I think we'll throw in some maple and chocolate. I think if we didn't throw some maple and chocolate in...
people would be like, where's the candy?
That's right. Right. And the other thing that we're going to do with each box... and I just confirmed this with the woman the other day. We're going to include a little recipe. So it's meant to be like all 5 senses. And so there's a woman, a local cookbook author who published a cookbook, Maple Cookbook, a couple of years ago that I have a copy of. And so I reached out to her. And so she has since moved on, and she's a food blogger now. So healthy seasonal recipes, I believe.
Oh, nice.
We'll tag her and give her. And so she said she would be happy for us to use her recipes. So we'll have one in each box that's tied to the season, and
Awesome.
so you can make a little something, have a cup of tea or coffee,
Nice.
knit a little project, and have something that smells good. So
Amazing.
all the bits and pieces.
Perfect.
Balance, self-care.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And so these release on the 18th, which is Friday at noon. The other thing that starts on the 18th is the Seasons of Vermont along. So you can use one of your boxes, you can use one of the patterns. We put a bundle together on our Ravelry group of all of the patterns for Seasons of Vermont that have been released out. So you can join along if you haven't been able to pick up one of the boxes, but you can use one of the patterns.
There's a few boxes left from some of the seasons. We don't have a lot left, but we have some here and there. So if you missed out and you want to, there's a few left. And I noticed that Ariana I came in yesterday and there's a whole wall of like just Seasons of Vermont patterns. All the samples are up, and I was like, oh yeah, oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it was nice.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's good. And it will be, I don't know how much it's going to cost yet. So we did also decide we're doing one size. We're not doing multiple sizes. I know that some people would like us to have a smaller size, but it's a little tricky for us to handle that. It gets complicated.
It became too complicated.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, when the patterns release a couple of months, later, of course, you can just buy the yarn and the pattern at that point. So,
Exactly.
We did release, I was trying to remember, did I release the pattern from the last box? But I did, so.
Hillseeker's been released.
Yeah,
So.
Yep. So, that's that, my finished object, and.
Yay!
Yes.
Awesome.
So, so I really can't say enough about both of these yarns. They were great to knit with. The stitch definition on the Peters Home Farm is really great. So those cables, I really blocked this hard. It was very scrunched up when I was like, and so I blocked it hard to get those cables to come out. And I also blocked it for a long time instead of just like 15 or 20 minutes. I think I let it soak for like an hour just to really make them relax, which was good to get.
Nice. Because
they're pretty dense, and so to get the water all the way in there took a
Takes
little
some
while.
time. Yeah.
But I really, it was a fun project. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah. On to the next. But first we'll do this one. There's a few things left to be done in order to be ready for Friday. But we will be. Oh, yeah. We will.
We'll get there.
A few late nights. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll get there.
It'll be fine. And sorry, we will start publicizing stuff this week. And I'm going to figure out the price tonight, so we'll release that information as well. I feel like I think it's probably going to be somewhere in the $100 range, but I don't know that for a fact. So it's not going to be significantly more than what we've done in the past.
Yeah.
So even with the 2 skeins of yarn, that was one of the things we wanted to do was, I think we said this before, just that because we're doing less boxes, we wanted to still try and also, it gives us a little bit more leeway in terms of the patterns and what we're doing. So we'll see. And I'm already thinking about the summertime box. I have a pattern in my head, so we'll see.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. So we've got all kinds of new things showing up at the store here. Summer yarns are starting to roll in. Very exciting, very cool. We have some old favorites that have been restocked. So
new colors
our
for
Zoe. You can almost just like
pick
this up.
Yeah, so this is Zoe over here, new colors for Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also got some new colors for Findlay, which is, so this is a lace weight silk merino blend, I want to say.
Which is so amazing.
Extra
and
fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah, merino, it's like the softest thing ever. It's 50-50 wool silk.
Yep.
Some of these colors are really great.
Yep. And then
Ange has her eye on this one, and I was eyeing this one at the bottom.
And the Zoe is a cotton linen blend, so it's 60% cotton, 40% linen. Very nice for summer. One of those yarns that a little stiff when you're knitting with it, but as soon as it's blocked or washed, it just the linen in it just becomes so soft and lovely.
Yeah, and they have really great pattern support. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
free patterns that come along with Zoe. Well, for all of the Juniper Moon Farm, they have really great pattern support. So if you see one, you could ask, because we have copies of them, some of them, and we could pop that into your order if you want to. So just let us know. We could have brought them up, but we thought
there was like a billion of them, and we were like,
lot.
oh, it'd be too much.
Yeah, but really the colors that we brought in are really great.
So
and I think there's a few on
beautiful.
back order, because I think there were some others that she was going to do as well. A customer who weaves was in here yesterday, and she was asking me about some stuff, and so she was looking at this after we had a whole conversation about why don't we have any yarn sets on cones, because it's easier for the weavers. But so I looked it up. So there's 36 colors of Zoe.
Oh, wow.
So we have like probably maybe 10, because we have, these are the new colors that we brought in, but we have some other colors as well. But so if there's a color that you want and you don't see it listed, just let us know, because we can order it.
Yep, we're happy to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so also in for, this is completely new to us yarn.
Yeah.
And we're, trying to bring in some more cottons.
So this is one of them. Cottontails. That's an easy one to remember.
Yeah.
This is Italy, 100% cotton, 150 meters or 164 yards on a 75 gram. Not 100, not 50, but 75 grams.
And I think this is technically a worsted weight. Calls for a US 8 needle.
Yeah.
But it's
a little thin. But cotton, sometimes is, and then it plumps up a little bit. It's really soft. It's beautiful cotton.
So soft.
And it comes in these really pretty colors.
Gorgeous colors.
There's a little bit of tonality in there. I was going to say it shows more in that one, for example. Like this one is pretty, you can see a little bit of, that one has that nice sort of dark blue over. So these would make great t-shirts or other summer tops.
You can see sort of that variation in that one too.
Yeah. And we actually are in the market for, I was going to say, if people have one that they really love. So we're going to bring in some fingering weight cotton and some more solid tonal kind of colors. So we have actually 4 or 5 samples to look at in the other room. We have some other stuff that we've ordered that is DK weight that's coming in from Barocco. So we'll show those in a few weeks when they get here. But
they may be here like tomorrow, because I got shipping notices for some of that
Oh,
stuff,
okay, right.
so
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Sooner
They're
rather
really
than
quick.
later. Yeah.
But if you have a favorite fingering weight cotton that you've used, it occurred to us suddenly that we have like sock cotton, but we don't have like, I just want to make a t-shirt and I want it to be lightweight because it's summertime. Right. So if you have one that you really love, drop us a note in the comments and we'll
take a look at it.
We're in the market for trying to figure that out.
Looking for new stuff and
we have some ideas that we're probably
we can't know everything.
No,
there's so many products.
No,
out
and
there.
I would love if someone could give us a recommendation of one that they really have loved, because that always is great.
Totally. Yeah. We get a couple new magazines, and the Pom Pom has released the new Pom Pom.
Yeah, the spring one. It's beautiful.
Spring, super fun. Lots of mohairy kind of
dreamy
things in it. So that's available. Check that out. And Lina.
This is the winter one that I just released a little while ago. And we actually just placed orders for, I think, making and the new Lina, the ones that are coming out in a few weeks, and some books as well from them. So we'll have those to show when they get here. Yeah. Probably be a couple more, maybe not next podcast, but maybe the one after.
200.
Right. Right. Crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know what else there is. That might be.
We got all kinds of yarn.
Stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah.
And it comes in and it goes out too.
Right.
Like.
Yeah.
So always something new. Always things getting moved around. So if you haven't been into the store for a while, because you're thinking, oh, they just have all the same stuff, come in. I guarantee you'll find something that you had not seen before. So happens to me, happens to Jen, I think every week. What? Where did we get that?
And where was the thing that used to be here? In this location?
Where did the such and such go?
Right. That was yesterday.
It's like a fun treasure hunt game every time you come in.
Right. Yes. Right.
Yeah.
It's all good. Last time we started the farmer farmer pick. I forgot what we were calling that.
Yeah.
To figure out what that segment is.
Farmer Spotlight.
Yeah.
Vermont Farm Spotlight. So we'll just, I think, continue it on.
Next time. We already have a plan for next time.
For next time. So we talked about Peter's Home Farm because of the Seasons of Vermont box. Their yarns that we have available are up on our website for purchase, so you don't have to be here locally to come squish them and see them.
Yeah.
And they have gorgeous Shetland and Shetland mohair blends, and pretty much every weight.
And a lot of great colors. They're all natural colors.
Natural
And
colors.
several kits as well.
Gorgeous.
And so not only is it produced locally, of course, on their farm, but it's also spun locally at
too.
Mad River Fiber Mill,
Yeah.
which is great. So
Yep. Local.
it is about as local
Super
as
local.
it gets.
So that's really cool and amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
I don't know that I have anything else. We've got 2 knit-alongs going. We've got the snuggle along. See, I got my snuggle along done. I got 2 snuggle alongs done.
this is my snuggle along.
Snuggle along.
And that goes until May 1st, which I confirmed yesterday with someone who was buying yarn.
Yeah, it goes for a while.
That's the only reason I can remember that.
It goes for a while. And we also have the along, which is for the like barber pole style yarn, which is what my Danny sweater was for. So that one I think goes till April 15th. So I have time to finish those sleeves.
I might have to finish the even fall.
Get it done.
Might have to get out.
And then, I'll probably launch like a summer tee along, because those are always great this time of year to get people into that, like transition to knitting something that they can wear for summer. So
yeah. And then we'll have the Seasons of Vermont.
I had a moment where I was like, we should do a bralette along, because there's a ton of patterns for that, and I was like, step back. It's not for everybody.
Feel free.
It would be like a knit along of one. Just me, myself, and I.
Yeah. You could certainly do that.
I
and
think
share it here in the podcast.
I might, because there's some cool knitted patterns. There's also some really cool crochet patterns for those little like bralette half shirts that you don't have to wear by themselves. You can wear them underneath something that shows through or see through. So it's kind of cool.
They make fun, but they are versatile,
functional.
Yeah. I think the other thing is that we are making a few tiny changes to our class lineup. So I'm probably going to write a newsletter this week sometime in my free time between now and Friday. Maybe next weekend, all things considered. So we'll update those class. We had to make a few changes to what we were doing. And
some of it is because yarn's not here yet.
Yeah.
We wanted to use.
Yeah. But it made me think of it because one of the yarns that we were waiting for that got a little bit back ordered was one of the cotton ones for the cotton crochet tee class. So with all these things that are coming in, Emily, one of our employees, is going to teach that class, and she drafted a pattern. So that description will be going up very shortly. It's on our list already, and so I think that's the one that's moving back into beginning of May, I want to say. So we will keep you informed about the changes to the class list, but otherwise pretty good. So
Slacker here has got to get my act together for the mosaic class. I'm pretty much patterns been selected
prior to the podcast today.
Yarn so I can knit the sample has been selected. I'm on it, guys. Totally on it.
Forget the hat. That's what you need to knit now.
Yeah, no, that's gonna take priority.
Yeah.
So but it's a cowl. I'll knock that out.
Right.
Well,
the other thing is
bookmark that so I can show progress in 2 weeks when it is not done.
Well, the other question, or the other idea, too, is whether you want to knit the entire thing or just halfway through.
I might just do halfway.
It's easier to show people what you're doing.
Yeah.
But you need enough of it done so they can see it. And the other thing is, they may just be knitting a sample in the class rather than launching right into the cowl.
Right. Well, I'm gonna make them do homework. So they need to come ready to start the mosaic part. So they have to have cast on and they have to do the ribbing.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done with the knitting class,
and then we can
ahead of our
just kind of jump right in,
yeah.
Which I think will be good. And I
Easier.
think
Yeah.
I have to go back and look. I think that's a 2-session class,
So
which
too.
makes sense because the pattern I picked has an increase, either an increase or a decrease section. So, the idea would be to finish the first section and then be ready to start the second session for the second class, or to come in with any, questions, or have you gotten stuck. So I think that actually that pattern is going to work really well for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't actually have to knit the whole thing. I just need to have a long,
close to where the increase or decrease happens.
Yeah, so people can see what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some more to put together myself, but
and I do need to pull the sock. I have a better idea of how the sock class, the heels and toes thing, is going to go, and really I just need to pull a bunch of my personal socks and tag them, and because it's going to be more of an instructional class,
more of a
hand, like,
FYI
look and see
lecture.
here's how this works, as opposed to a hands-on, we're going to knit a heel, because it's just, there's too many, and there's it's too complicated. So more of a lecture series. Q&A.
I don't remember what else I still have to teach, but I think the perennial gauge class is coming back around.
Yeah, probably.
I think I'm going to call it relationship advice.
Because
you and your yarn.
They won't. That's actually really funny because they won't let me teach it. I offered.
We respectfully declined. Andrew's gauge class would consist of one sentence. You don't need to knit a swatch. Who cares?
Swatches are overrated. Totally overrated.
They are.
And they lie.
But understanding.
Work that into your relationship class. How swatches lie.
Yes, I will. Because it's all about the relationship between you and your yarn and your needles.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like there's something we're not forgetting. So
probably.
Classes, events are still... One thing we do have to talk about, not here, although we might for a second, but we have been thinking at the end of the classes, sort of in May or June, that we would do a DYE-ing workshop. And so we have to sort of get our heads around that and get that organized. So that would be like a day-long kind of thing, probably, or at least, like morning. Let's just leave the mood lighting on because we're close to the end here.
Almost done.
Right, and it's still daylight outside.
Yes.
The spotlights are washing us out just a hair, but that's all right. So anyway, so that's something we need to talk about and get that organized so that we can do some pre-pub.
Yes. Local yarn shop day is coming up in April.
April 30th, I want to say.
That sounds right. April
Stuff
30th.
Will be happening. What will be happening? Not
we
sure
don't know,
yet.
but something will be happening here at the store for local yarn store day. Yeah. April 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Also Mom Prom. I'm going to Mom Prom that night. It'll be fun. Big party for moms.
Right. You'll be fine. You'll be all worn out from local yarn shop day. So
it'll be fun. I might have to leave early so I can go get ready for Mom Prom.
Yeah.
Priorities.
That's right.
# priorities.
That's right. Right. All right. So, if you are watching this, don't forget, it's coming your way. Yes. 25 or so lovely little collections of things.
Totally gorgeous.
Very spring oriented.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, a little bit of flowers.
So fun.
Flowers for everybody.
Well, thank you everybody for stopping by.
Yeah.
Hanging out with us. Putting up with all of our shenanigans and nonsense.
And our super professional lighting arrangement.
Totally professional. Nailed it.
Right. It's so strange, honestly.
So bizarre.
It only seems to happen when we're back here doing this. And it's not like we move around a little bit, but when Nick Group is back here, I guess maybe it does more in the daytime, so it doesn't matter. But
exactly.
I feel like they stay on.
I know. It's just, it's messing with us. There's
I wonder if we sat on a different side of the table.
Maybe.
Like, maybe.
I don't know.
The sensor is right there.
Yeah, I know. I know.
All right.
Anyway.
Whatever.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
We'll see you all soon.
Crazy people.
Bye.
All right.
It's gonna be fun times.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be
entertainment.
the entertaining show.
Less about content and more about, like, I don't know what. Something.
I don't know. Sugaring, and why my hair is sticking up weird in the back.
I just wet mine down because it was staticky.
In case anybody wants to know, I have a cowlick right here.
I have them
and
here,
I have a cowlick
here.
right here.
I have here, and like more somewhere else in the back. Oh, on the back of my neck, I think, somewhere.
And with this haircut, if it doesn't get blow dried just right, it sticks up weird in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's happening today.
Sorry.
With my, I'm gonna scooch a little closer to Jen.
Yeah. Wow, that's very hot. Very hot.
Very hot.
Probably didn't need hot water.
Mm.
After talking all day.
It did.
Coming here to talk some more.
Talk some more. It warmed up quite nice outside. It's like
I
40s.
was inside all day. I went for my walk this morning, and it was snowing when I went for my walk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I is this recording? It is
Yes.
recording.
Yeah, it is recording.
Just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Not that I was going to share anything that I shouldn't on this family show, but
Whether you needed to filter or not.
no filtering. And then I came out just now because I was locked inside literally all day.
Mm.
And as I mentioned to Ange, the good news about today is that it's Pie Day, which was very exciting.
It is Pie Day.
It's not Friday, but it's Monday, which is Pie Day.
Yes.
Which is only exciting when you have a cultural committee, which we do, with representatives from each office who decided that we should do a pie thing. And so
That's great.
I love pie, so I was firmly in favor.
So,
of course, that meant I was making pie at 8 o'clock last night, which did not make me happy. But
I enjoy pie too, though I don't enjoy making gluten-free pie crust.
I used a cheaty pie crust.
Cheated. I do use cheaty pie crust, and you can actually find some that are gluten-free.
I didn't
So,
know.
but
I
did
had some
not.
that were in the refrigerator or in the freezer, which is where I keep them. And I was like, I could make my own pie crust, or I could
use this.
get this done because I have other things to do.
My
So
buddy over at the Mill Market, our Saturday Donut, he's got just his cases chock full of pies for Pie Day today.
Moroccan chicken pot pie,
That sounds
which I've
delicious.
made before, which I love.
That sounds fabulous.
Yes, I chose savory because I knew we would have plenty of sweet pie. We actually, it's one of those things like you don't know, first of all, how many people are going to participate. So we had a backup plan to order pizza, which we did, and which we probably didn't need because those who didn't participate didn't feel like they could eat pie. I don't know.
Okay.
I was in a meeting all day. I literally snuck out and filled my plate.
And then snuck back.
And then snuck back for round 2, which was the sweet pie. They shouldn't go on the plate with the chicken pot pie and the shepherd pie and the cottage pie and the yummy things.
That's true. I did make last weekend a key lime cheesecake, gluten-free. That was delicious.
Yeah. We had a peanut butter pie, like a frozen peanut butter pie that was really good. I like peanut butter a lot, and it was very... she did a really nice job. And then we had little hand pies, apple pies, and then we had blueberry pie and cherry pie and rhubarb pie and some sort of cream-based pie.
Well, you guys went all out.
It was crazy. The whole table was full.
That's a lot of
Shepherd's pie in the crock pot. Yeah, I have extra pie in my car.
That's amazing.
It's pretty exciting. Anyway, so today's Pie Day.
Pie Day. For anybody that doesn't know, it's 314.
I was thinking to myself that if you were born in 2015, it'd be even better. 31415.
Yes.
It's about as good as it gets.
Yes.
Because we can't really get the 4 digits in there.
It's kind of a nerdy
I know.
holiday that's turned into just an excuse to eat
For
pie.
me, it's a food day.
Excuse to eat
It's
pie.
not about the math, it's about the food. Although I'm familiar with the numbers of pi also. But yes.
So fun.
Anyway, that was my excitement for today.
That's fun.
And of course, in my email to my staff on Friday, I was like, don't forget, we're doing this on Monday, because Monday's a hard day to get anything done.
Right.
And when it snows all day tomorrow, get your oven mitts out, make a pie. I'm sure they were all making pie at 8 o'clock last night like I was.
Probably. That's what I would have been doing.
I did not. I did knit all day on Saturday, which was good.
Oh.
Also necessary, because there's some deadline knitting.
I wasted the entire morning driving to the grocery store.
Yeah, so I decided I was going to shop on the way home.
It was dumb.
Because we were having a winter storm, which, here could, and also was an unpredictable one where
We could have gotten a couple of inches, or we could have
Or
gotten
15.
like 15, and we probably got a good foot in my house.
Oh, not at my house. I had like maybe 5 inches, maybe. Which is funny because we live like a mile and a half from each other. But the forecast, just for the record, for those of you that are not local, was
All over the place.
3 to 15 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit of a range.
And it maybe wind gusts
It might
up
rain,
to 40
or it might
miles an
snow.
hour with approaching blizzard conditions. That was also part of the forecast at some point. And I was like, really?
Yeah,
Like,
and in fairness, when we got up in the morning, it was snowing, but barely at my house, which is why we didn't close the store.
mhm.
And then they were here for and then it got crazy right around
Yeah.
lunchtime, late
Yeah.
morning, and it
Yeah.
did look bad. But then, actually, truthfully, we could have left the store open because by the end of the day, it was kind of fine.
I didn't go
But-
back out. I got traumatized in the morning.
I have several
driving.
people I know who went to the Flynn and did, it's our local fair,
Oh, okay.
and did things, so people were able to drive around.
Okay.
It's fine. We closed the store because we're nice people.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Yes, safety first.
Yes, but in any event, perhaps our last snowstorm. And meanwhile, it did, even yesterday when it was never got above 20, but it was sunny and warm. I mean, it felt warm for
Yeah.
those of us that think 20 is warm.
Yeah, it felt, in the sun, it was nice.
It felt
was
really
very
nice
nice.
in the sun when I walked to and from the car.
Mhm.
And it melted a fair amount. I didn't shovel until I got home from the store
It's
because I forgot about it in the morning.
it's that weird spring snow here where the ground wasn't frozen, or the top layer of the ground wasn't frozen.
No, in fact, yeah.
It, like, my driveway is a wreck at this point because my husband had to plow because we had scouts coming yesterday for sugaring stuff.
Oh,
And so if it was just us, we would have been fine and probably would have just let it
My plow
melt
guy
off.
came. We had enough snow. It was above the 6-inch limit. But it also melted into, it was heavy.
It, my driveway is a mess.
Mine is gravel as well, and they've shoved all the gravel into the flower beds at this point.
There's like, the plow was digging in as he was going up the hill, and so there's like gouges
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Opening up the
that's always
driveway.
fun. Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's nice.
yeah.
That's nice.
But on Friday night before
He'll
it
fix
snowed,
them later. so.
right. On Friday night before it snowed, when I went to get my mail, when I got home, I was like, "Oh, it smells like spring. It's a smell of wet dirt. It smells like spring." It's a
Yeah.
If you don't live here, I'm sure you have the same thing where you live. But it's for me, that's like
Yeah,
That's
know
the
it's
spring
coming.
smell.
Spring's coming. Yeah.
so. I was like, I don't care how much it snows tomorrow. It can snow 1.5 feet. I was glad that it did not, but still, it was beautiful out. I will say that
But
beautiful
we
snowy
had
day.
a giant amount of snow to do sugar on snow.
It was good
which
snow
is
for that too.
Amazing.
It was that
Yeah.
heavy, wet, compactable snow. The maple syrup did it freeze up right away? Did it do what it was supposed to?
Mhm.
Maple syrup candy,
Mhm.
good stuff.
Nice job. It's delicious.
Yeah, those of you
And-
that are watching, it's a rescue mission for the tea
Rescue
bag.
mission for the tea.
Just a knitting needle, nothing to see here.
Yeah, it was fun, and I'm sure the sap ran crazy again today.
Yeah,
it's
because
above-
it's really warm. Yeah,
Because it's above freezing, and it was below freezing last
Yeah.
night. So,
and if it does this again tomorrow, the snow will all be gone.
yep. So one opportunity for
Which is
sugar on
cool.
snow.
Completely fine. Well, it'll be. I mean, I think temperatures are supposed to be. It's supposed.
Only meaning that we had snow to do sugar.
Oh
on snow.
yeah. No, it was good. Yeah,
And we
'cause
had
it's not
John
so much
had
fun in the mud.
John had mounded it up because knowing that it was going to melt and was like trying to preserve, and so we had this nice mound back there, and those little children after we got done
Hooligans.
doing sugar on snow like destroyed the.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Text from my husband about the roads. Apparently they're bad.
Right.
Dirt roads that time of year.
Right. Do you feel like you're off the screen?
No,
Okay, good.
I don't.
All right. If we're lopsided,
You know what?
for
I
the
don't
record,
know.
I noticed it, but Ange thinks it's
I think
fine.
this. I think it. You know what I think it is. I don't think that it's flat. I think it's turned like
You think
this.
it's tilted towards me?
I think it's close. I think I'm closer to the screen than you are, which is why it looks like I'm taller than you.
Yeah. Although maybe you are. How tall are you? I'm sitting up, though.
I'm like 5'5".
So am I.
Yeah, I think we're roughly the same height.
We're wearing the same chairs.
Yeah, we're in the same chairs. I don't know. Maybe my torso is longer than yours.
I think you're right, that the camera is tilted this way.
And so it makes me look closer or taller.
It's an optical illusion. She's not taller.
I'm not.
Not that it matters.
Really, at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else has happened for this? 2 weeks, right? Oh my goodness, I went to North Carolina.
Oh my
I
God.
had my thing.
What?
Right.
Oh, right. Yes.
Crazy.
How
I
was
got
that?
very little knitting done.
How
Damn
was
those people making me do my thing that I'm supposed to be there for.
How was it traveling? Because I've had a whole bunch of people a lot of people in the last couple of weeks trying to fly and not having a very good time of it.
Well, here's the thing. So it was in Charlotte, which is a direct flight from Burlington, Vermont, which is very exciting. So when you live in Vermont, you are prepared to connect everywhere you go, pretty much. Any place other than like a handful of cities. So that's very exciting. I had zero problems. It was lovely.
Yep.
It also meant that I had little time in the terminal to be annoyed by having to wear my mask, which was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to mask wearing. Just like hours and hours, it gets tedious.
Right.
But I still firmly believe that I will probably wear a mask on the airplane for many years to come because the people are too close together.
And they're gross.
And I had lovely people sitting next to me in case
That's my personal opinion.
in case,
People are gross.
In case one of you happens to be a knitter. I don't think either one of them were, but they were lovely. We did not have any conversations, but it's too close together. Small plane, a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, so this is a small conference of like 200 people, and we had been told ahead of time that we would have to be masked, which we knew. I went there in the fall to scout this location for this conference as part of my responsibilities. But this week the week that we left, they told us that North Carolina had lifted their mask mandate. So a few people were wearing them, of course. I was like, oh, good, I'm not going to wear my mask. And it was really nice to just feel normal again, to be around. It was fine. The hotel, there's enough space in the hotel. We were distanced in the rooms. The chairs were far apart in our conference rooms. And so I didn't ever feel like I was, other than in the airplane, I didn't feel like I was on top of people. Yeah. And so it was good. And it was nice to start to feel more normal.
Nice.
There were some staff wearing them, but the weather was warm, which was a nice change from being up here where it was not.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get outdoors very much. It's a pretty, I landed at 4:00 and I felt like I went straight through until 5:30 on Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I was there. So my friend who lives in Mebane, for the listener who lives in Graham, came down to meet me on Saturday, which was fun. So she stayed with me in the hotel that night. But we didn't really do much of anything because we hadn't made a huge plan. She's a Duke fan. Duke was playing its last home game under Coach K, which they lost to North Carolina. That was a hard one. And so we ended up staying in the hotel in the bar, and we had a few beverages and ordered food from the bar.
You know what? Sometimes that's...
Yeah, they were having a soccer game in their stadium, which is right near the hotel, because it was right in downtown Charlotte. 74,000 fans. So we didn't really feel the need to go outdoors. There were lots of people out there.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't get outdoors. I went outdoors twice. Once to go to the restaurant the first night, and the second night we went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame for our reception sort of thing, and which was fun. I'm not a big car person, but it was fun.
Nice.
I did a lap or two. They have a simulator.
Oh.
Yes, I only got turned around like 3 or 4 times. It was fine.
Hey, that happens to the professionals too.
Yes,
so.
as it turns out, it's very confusing.
How do I drive this thing?
Well, of course, it's a video game essentially, but you're in a car driving. So anyway, it was and someone hit me, but you don't. And there's another person on the other side of the car. So anyway, it's a wackadoo simulator. But
all right,
yeah, it was fine.
Nice.
So
sounds
a good
like
trip.
Someplace I should take my kids.
Right. Yeah, they have to be tall enough. Well, your kids are tall, so anyway, it was fine.
Might be.
But then I came back, and this week has just been, or last week was just like,
Yeah.
I took a day and a half off from work. And of course, so anyway. Yeah. That's been it. And then, weather.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. But we're creeping up to warmth. Creeping up to spring. Yeah.
It's coming.
It is coming. So.
Yay.
Yeah. I don't remember that there was anything else. Maybe a small birthday celebration in the midst of all that.
Sugaring, and that's about it for
Not
us.
a big birthday, just a regular birthday.
Oh, that's right. It was.
Yeah.
Last week?
It was the
before.
day after we podcast last
That's
time,
what
if
I
I
thought.
remember correctly. Yeah.
Right.
Because it was that same week that I went to North Carolina.
Because I got the notification the next day, and I was like, we should have done cupcakes. I totally missed that.
If I'd known, I would
Opportunity.
have told you. Yeah, I forget about the cupcakes. Yeah.
Birthday cupcakes.
Well,
Yeah.
we can do them in
We'll
June.
we'll do them in a couple sessions because it'll be our 200th episode
Oh.
coming up here.
To figure out how to celebrate that.
I know, right? Because this is 198 today.
Oh, wow.
So
Well, that's about 6 for me. So. Or maybe 10.
198.
I'm celebrating my
Can you
12th
believe that?
anniversary.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's such a professional production now. It's all good.
It's okay.
It's fine. We've got a system.
It's all right. We have sound most of the time.
Right. We can fill an hour with the best of them.
Absolutely.
Easily. Yeah.
With some things that maybe people find interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we have lots of pretty things
I
to share.
know. All kinds of cool stuff.
We do. Not a lot of knitting, but
A little bit of knitting.
Ange has, as always, Ange has a lot of knitting. I have less.
I have some knitting. I'm like, I don't feel like I have that much.
Thank God for Ariana.
I know.
Knitting and
right?
designing a whole sweater.
I know.
Yes.
So I don't know. Well, should we get the show going?
Perhaps
here?
we should.
Okay. That is weird.
You don't have your glasses. You don't have your original.
Well, the glasses they're screen glasses. I don't actually wear them to see. I wear them when I'm on the computer.
I know, but there's no easy way to.
I know.
But the one thing about daylight savings time, sorry, we had
It's
an
gonna be
earlier
lighter.
conversation about how annoying I find daylight savings time because I need that hour. I cannot afford to give one up.
But there's gonna be less light shenanigans.
I was just going to say the light won't go out. It's dark in the morning, which makes me cranky. But it'll be daylight for
be
this.
good daylight.
Yeah,
so when this
that's
overhead
good.
light goes off, it's
It
not
won't matter.
gonna be that big of a deal.
Yeah, it won't matter.
Nope, not at all.
Unless we chit chat for another 45 minutes before we get to the heart of things, in which case, yeah. But
We should be ready to go, I think,
I
here.
think so too.
All right.
All right, I'm carefully positioning myself.
I know,
just to
out of the sun.
left of the sun.
I feel like
sunbeam.
there's a glare coming from somewhere, and I can't tell what it is off the screen, or it's those lights or something.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
If I'm squinting, I apologize. I'm also tired, which doesn't help.
okay, because of daylight savings.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'd only remembered on Saturday, I would have taken an extra nap. 'Cause I don't think it came out of my sleep time. It definitely came out of my productivity time yesterday. That's for sure.
Yeah, totally.
And, yes.
Totally.
And it's dark, as I mentioned in the morning, which makes me.
My alarm came really early this morning. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, it's just because it's dark again. It was starting to get light.
Yeah.
It was almost light at 5:30. Now it's dark.
It's dark. So,
However,
anyway.
what are you going to do?
All right. We're really gonna start this time.